about to lose my shit.
Let's go.
I'm about to lose my shit. About to lose my. Lose my. About to lose my. I'm about to lose my shit. Lose my shit. I'm about to lose my shit. I'm about to lose my shit. Lose my shit. Lose my shit. I'm about to lose my shit. I'm about to lose my shit.
Yo,
Oh shit, my camera's not.
what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another Wake and Bake with Micannacast. I'm Canna Dave.
And I'm Groovy. What's up, everybody? What's up, Dave Cobb? Just jamming out. We were laughing. We were just picturing you just like,
Wake
Shout out
and
to
Bake time.
my squad fam, triple stack on that track. Oh, sorry, coming hot. But yeah, much love. Appreciate it. Appreciate you, Dave Cobb. What's everyone dabbing on today?
Yeah, good morning,
Dabbing on. I
everybody.
just assume everyone's dabbing.
Yeah, what's everyone
Jesus.
dabbing? What are you guys dabbing? No,
I mean, what's wrong with dabbing?
no, nothing's wrong with dabbing. What's everyone smoking, dabbing, consuming? On today's episode, we're going to be talking about cannabis media, propaganda. Is it slowly going away? Or is the propaganda still bad? Or is there still bad connotation on cannabis? Are more major companies looking to lobby for cannabis, similar to Amazon?
Right,
we have
right.
two that we recently heard about, which are pretty big.
Dude, and this
very
new
big.
on this new one I just read about, like, well, we talked about Amazon already, so everyone knows about Amazon. And then we'll talk about the new two today
Yep.
because it's crazy. But please let us know how you're enjoying cannabis today. Please. But yeah, no, got to just because honestly, like the more we read news, it's starting to like. I remember over the years, it's just been negative, it's negative, it's negative, it's negative, it's negative, and now we got to a point where it's kind of like starting to shift, right? And I'm not just saying like I'm on marijuana movement. It's like, oh, look at positive marijuana news. Like, no shit, right?
Oh, yeah, I would
I'm
hope
talking-
it.
Duh. But I mean, I'm talking about like literally on like Fox 2 or this new city or ABC or CNN. Like you're seeing positive news about cannabis, and it's like that taboo is, I don't know if it's gone because it's definitely not gone. Depending on where you're at. But the article I want to talk about today. Oh, what's up, Andy? What's up, Luxuriously Dope?
Ooh, it's Gorilla Glue time. Before we get into what everyone,
Nice.
before we
No
get into
dab.
this, we got some strains everyone's
yeah.
smoking and dabbing on. Andy's got Gorilla Glue, no dab time. I
Nice,
feel you were
nice,
about to be
nice.
sparking up a doob right here. What up, Dope? He's got Oreo Cake Shatter, Peach Crescendo Crumble. God damn, that sounds delicious. You got Groovy over here going,
It's probably the mottos. It's probably the mottos.
And then dope goes negative propaganda is fading, but the market, on the other hand, is getting crazy.
Well, that's true. That's true. Well, because it's expanding, and as expansion does, there's a lot of, people are making loopholes. People are making their own things happen. Gray areas, legal areas.
Well, everyone wants to get a piece of the pie right now.
Right.
Now that
shit. Forgot to launch live on, we are now live on Instagram. Sorry about that. New software I'm using to go live on Instagram, so I forgot to go live. Now everyone sees us on IG. Shout out IG.
Hell yeah.
But no, it definitely, to me, it's just like, okay, so this article that I was talking about, I'll pull it up in a second here, but I just want to talk about it for a second. So essentially in Midland, Michigan, I think it said Midland County. I know it definitely said Midland. I'm just trying to remember exactly. Yeah, it was definitely Michigan. Yeah, Midland. Okay, so anyways, Officer Warren, or I don't know if he was a sergeant or just officer. He's just an officer, Brennan Warren, of Midland Police Department. So yes, it was Midland. The reason why I brought this up is because he brought kind of like again, like I thought this was kind of shocking because Midland is an area where they actually opted out of cannabis, dude. So like they're already like anti-cannabis there, but the cop admits it's because it's lack of knowledge. He didn't know. No one knew. There's no research.
Well, there's been no research because they had all the bad propaganda for years.
Right, but what it goes into saying is like this. Okay, so hold on. The reason why I want to say it is because he's saying now that there's studies coming out. He's like he believes that it's all just there's some light at the end of the tunnel for Midland, and for a cop to come out and say this openly in a news article, like in an area where it's not cool, like I was like, all right, dude. Thanks. Appreciate that. Good. Someone's got to be that whistleblower, right? This ain't right for everybody. But the reason why also in this article they talk about another person in Midland. He's owner of a hemp company out there. And what blew my mind is she went to U of M during 2004 to 2008 to be study medicine.
Those are our high school years.
Right, that's true.
We graduated in
right.
08.
Right, that's crazy. But Steve Scott, so he founded Kraft Hemp Company in downtown Midland, right? So he talks about how his wife, they didn't even get talked about in the endocannabinoid system and how cannabinoids work with them. They weren't even taught. Like, it wasn't even real. Like, it's not that they said, oh, this is illegal, they don't even talk about it. So it's like, and that's 2008. What was that, 12 years ago, 13 years ago? Like, 15 if we're going in the middle. But it's like insane that they didn't even teach it that long ago. So no shit, nothing's been done about it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it just brought up a valid point. So now you're seeing, and now that we're seeing so many studies, it's like, look at this huge shift in media and propaganda. It's just everything. I just want to talk about that article. I'll pull it up now. I just wanted to kind of discuss it before I did. What are your thoughts on that, man?
I think it's great that they're slowly starting to change their opinion, change their mind, because that's what we're going to eventually need. But I think in general, it's not going to matter because I think the younger generation, ours and the one below us, is eventually going to be in charge, and cannabis will be legal. But it's just going to take a lot longer for that to happen. But the more and more we have officers, politicians realizing how positive cannabis is.
Aren't just people that are pro-cannabis already. Like, of course, people that are pro-cannabis are going to love cannabis. Like, duh. Well, it's like going to the bars and be like, hey, do you like alcohol? Like, duh. Like, you know what I mean? But I just think it's crazy.
It's good. It's good to see that. Dope says they own Midland. So if they own Midland, then it might be just for their own time.
Who
for
owns
that.
Midland?
I don't know. I just saw the comment.
They own? Who's they? I don't understand the context of that.
I was just reading the comment.
No. I'm not asking you. I'm asking Dope. I'm not worried about it. I'm just trying to get context before I can really respond. But
as long as it's not for their own agenda and it's for everyone else to use, yeah, for sure. Because then it'd be just like monopoly. Because like it's Midland. How many licenses are they gonna actually want in the area? How many cannabis? Because you said they opted out, right? So they have no cannabis there. So they are gonna want cannabis licenses in the area because you're gonna want people to come there. I also think they're probably seeing the tax revenue on the side too.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
you're
seeing,
who doesn't? Money.
You're seeing small little cities bring in like $20 million, $10 million extra just because they have a cannabis retail shop where people can buy their cannabis.
Yep.
So, and before we continue getting into this, anyone watching. If you could comment, share, like this,
Yes, please.
we appreciate it. It helps the algorithms, helps it get out there and to reach more people, gets it to
We
your
actually
fan
got a
base.
great comment too just now, so appreciate you, luxuriously dope. Always sticking on us. We are seeing tons of new customers, probably thanks to research and the marketing. I'm just afraid marketing could bite us. Now, in what way do you mean? Because actually, I think if we could get cannabis to a level of allowed to publish ads, allowed to do this thing, I thought that it would be quick, speed up the normalization, right? You know, in some way. Because if you start seeing it everywhere, it's like how they sexualize beer and alcohol forever. You know, beautiful people on the beach. Ooh, we're drinking alcohol. Like you know, like we put a positive pro. You know, they couldn't even get weed maps. Couldn't even get like a joking.
Well, that's how cigarettes were back in the day when you were marketing cigarettes in the
sexualized
70s
the
and
hell out of
60s.
it.
Yeah, it was all about. It's all it was about.
Right.
Sex sells. Unfortunately, that's going to sell, and you see that within the cannabis industry though too, with some of these brands where it is female dominant influencers or models that are modeling a product that has nothing to even. To me, you're not getting the message across. I mean, people might buy it to try it, but are they going to have that reoccurring customer? But you did see it within cigarettes. But I think there's so many different cannabis brands compared to cigarette brands that. You don't like the one product, you're going to go try another product, different company. There's so many different options out there right now. Like you're seeing new brands come to market.
That's true.
Constantly.
That's true. I mean, there are a lot of cigarettes,
coming in
but
out
there's
of
not
state
as many.
constantly.
There's not even close as cannabis.
No, you got your Marlboros, your Newports.
Like there's the main brands, the big companies.
Yep.
There's really not like any like local cigarettes. That's probably due to legislation though.
Well, also back in the day, the tobacco companies, they didn't even want people rolling their own cigarettes. Remember, they had to get rid of all the
interesting.
machines?
It's childish marketing, a lot too candy or cartoonish. Yeah, I mean, that was like the whole issue with like using the edibles and making them look exactly like candy, so people like had that familiar vibe. I get that. And there's like a lot of loud marketing. I used to call it comic book marketing, but I hear you. It's the same type of idea. It's like boom, pow, kick.
We're there.
You know. Look at us.
This is what you want.
Right. I mean, I get it to some degree, but
it's slowly changing. It's going to take some time. But with big businesses like Amazon, you heard Wells Fargo is potentially lobbying now. And then I heard the same thing with Apple. So if Apple, Wells Fargo, and Amazon, and now you're seeing more and more businesses starting to lobby for cannabis laws,
dude, that's the thing,
going to be big. That's going to be big.
Dude. Well, that's the next topic.
But it's
Or
also
not
scary,
the
though,
next
too,
part
because
of
once that
this
happens,
conversation,
it's going to be...
isn't it? Like that. There's the not only is the okay. So we're saying propaganda is going away, right? Or changing, evolving, whatever we want to call it. But look at exactly. But now we're seeing all these big companies support it. Like don't you think that's not a coincidence? Like that's you know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, it's because you're starting to see all the revenue and money that it's creating, the jobs that it's creating, people like consuming cannabis. Like once you get that away, you're not going to have to test for cannabis, so people can consume cannabis.
That's true.
And not have to worry about failing a drug test or a random drug test at some of these bigger companies, bigger businesses.
I hear that.
And Amazon, we know a lot of employees probably smoke. Your drivers, your people just working on the line. They're going to want to smoke cannabis. You know, not everyone wants to drink. And it's better. And you saw that within the job pool when everyone was resigning and finding their own job right now. If you're not...
Look at the labor shortage everywhere. Yeah. I mean, we're talking about...
You're able to choose kind of what you want now. And if someone's going to test you for cannabis or you can't work from home or some random stuff, you're going to go somewhere else because you can find that right now. It's like the first time in our careers that you've been able to find this. Anytime I've been looking for a job previously, well, I'm not looking for a job.
Right.
Well, anytime I was looking for a job, you had to like fit their criteria. Oh, 5 years entry level this, and then pass this drug test for...
and see what you just said, pass this drug test. Like, it's understandable that they're like, hey, we can't have you on crystal meth while driving a truck. Like, I get that.
Oh, for sure.
I get that.
For sure.
But, like, cannabis is, like, one of those things, like, that's just always been in every drug test ever, in every career. Yeah. So, I mean, there's labor shortages everywhere. And, I mean, this is why Amazon said it. This is why. Did you say Apple as well?
I swear, I thought I read something on Apple, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's cool too, because that's even another powerhouse. But the thing to me is this other one this one shocked me. Because this kind of goes to both things we're always talking about, and this one, like Wells Fargo is a bank. Like if they're gonna push for federal like legalization to crim, safe banking is gonna be their next.
Yeah,
one.
well, think about how much money they can make by giving loans for cannabis.
Ding ding ding.
Like it's like whoa, yeah.
I just don't. Yeah, well, why not?
Cannabis. There's more cannabis sales in Colorado than there were liquor sales, I believe, last year or 2 years ago, right? You're seeing the revenue. You're seeing people obviously enjoy cannabis. Now is the time to be on that forefront. I'm good. I'm about to roll another one. Of being one of those companies that stands within cannabis, that wants cannabis to be around.
Right.
And with that, I don't blame them. What if they're one of the main advocates or pushing safe banking, like you said, Groovy? And if that is true, that's going to look good for them as overall business. Obviously, in our eyes, because we've seen most businesses hate cannabis, they're just doing it now to get a good rep. We get that, but
well, I mean, even if so, like even if Amazon's doing it, but for whatever reason, I don't care their reason, man. I'm gonna be honest. Like I understand, like maybe some part of me should be like, oh, the reasoning matters, but to me, as long as decrim and safe banking are the end solution, like I don't know, like. That's the goal, right? Like, I mean, just because Wells Fargo, Amazon, they want to make the money, like, of course they were going to step in and try to make money. That's why I say corporate anything's going to exist. Big money is always going to be there. You just got to know better and not support them. Mm-hmm. If that's your choice, if that's your option, if that's how you believe, but that's where I stand. So, yeah. I mean, it's crazy.
It is. What dabs we about to do?
I got some hog breath that I'm just loaded up.
Hog breath?
Hog breath. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I dig it.
What's the cross?
I don't know. Just some type of breath, I imagine. It's got a breathy taste, a little bit sweeter, but...
Okay.
It's not bad, though. It's not bad. I dig it. I really enjoy it. I mean, dude, especially doing this Puffco every single time at 500, I like the consistency. I really do. Like, I mean, Puffco, whatever. What's it called? Whatever the one, Dr. Dabber. Like, I don't know if I care too much about either, or just I like the consistency. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you're lighting up a nail over and over and over again, it's really hard to stay consistent. So,
yeah. So hog breath is also known as the hog. It's reportedly a cross of Hindu Kush with an Afghani landrace, originally bred in Tennessee by a breeder called the Hog.
Interesting. I never even heard of it, really.
Yeah. If that's what... If this is the right hog's breath, yeah. So that's pretty cool. Some Hindu Kush and Afghani throwback strains there, dude. Holy cow.
Yeah, I like it. It has a full flavor. It's kind of hard to depict exactly what it tastes like. It's got full flavor. It's like this Durban Poison. I got this Durban Poison sauce cart, too. Which I was charging on this thing. It's pretty cool. Wireless. I thought that was neat. But, yeah, the sauce cart from Winewood. But you don't see a lot of Durban Poison around. And I thought I had to grab it. So I blew through it, pretty quick. But, hey, it's
those
like
sauce carts, though, at Winewood
flavor,
are good.
man.
I like those. I'm actually shocked. 'Cause I don't vape as much as I usually do. Or it's like I smoke weed or dab, but...
Right.
Nice vape here and there is not bad.
I've been learning to just kind of have one around, but it's more just like for certain days, certain times, you know what I mean? But again, I also, I love concentrates personally, but like the fact that sauce cart, I was really impressed with. I don't know. I mean, but it brings me back to what was that company that used to have like they called them like darts, but just or not sauce carts back in the day, live resin carts. Big Gas. I don't know if they're still around. I haven't seen them in forever. Remember Big Gas? They used to have red and yellow containers.
Oh, it was Moxie, and I think it went to Big Gas, right?
Whatever. Yeah, but either way, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because I really like the sauce carts. But I just, I like,
I want to read Dope's comment. He goes, they need better drug testing. I agree if someone just dabbed, don't drive the forklift. But if someone smoked yesterday, I dropped dirty, need immediate test. I think that would be awesome, immediate test, because you're absolutely right. cannabis is the one drug that's you're just screwed no matter what. You
Right, if you
smoke,
use-
you're done. It's
Right.
30 days minimum usually. And if you're a heavy consumer, like any,
Oh, if they do hair, you're done.
oh yeah. So like if there was some type of meat, but like even immediate tests though, could those be accurate fully?
I'm sure up to like probably less time. I'm
Yeah.
sure they're accurate, but just probably for less time. So probably 3 to 5 days.
So it'd be like as you're walking in the office, drug test.
Yeah,
That would suck. I think if you're performing
no, but
work,
that's not
honestly,
to me. That's
you-
not fair in a legal state because even if you do a swab, I mean, think about it, dude. Even if it's 3 days, like it's like if you smoked on the weekends, you could
Yeah.
probably get fired.
You smoke Friday night.
You might get fired. Like what? If you smoke Sunday, you know what I mean? Like, so that to me, that's like, I don't know. That's not cool. Like again, like I don't understand when cannabis in your own time doesn't affect performance. Why it matters? If you're at work hustling, making the money, making the company money, or saving the company money, or doing your job very well,
Yeah,
what the fuck? What does it matter what
It
you
should've
do at
mattered.
home?
Should have not mattered.
Like I don't care what you're doing at home, really. I mean, realistically, I guess I could say the same thing about crystal meth, heroin, all the heavier drugs, but like those you usually don't. You're not such a good employee at work too, right? I've seen some employees that did dope. I mean, in my day, I can't say all because I'm sure there's some outlier out there that someone can do it, but I just don't. So there's some of those harder drugs you can't really balance. But like if you drink in your own time or smoke weed in your own time or smoke cigarettes actually they let you take breaks with cigarettes. So it's like what's the big deal?
That's what's hilarious. Is
like you can
that
literally go smoke a cigarette every 30 minutes. But like if I
is
smoke
the
a joint on my
cigarette
own,
breaks
like,
within companies. Like
how much money they literally waste, you know what I mean?
on cigarette breaks, but I can't go smoke a joint on a break, or I can't smell like weed because
Oh
if I
my
do,
god, good comment, luxuriously dope. He just said COVID tester immediate.
oh,
Dude,
yeah,
we're literally like it shut down the world. That's like that.
I know.
Like that's the comment of the year. Luxuriously dope. Because like, exactly. Why aren't we concerned with that? Why are we so concerned when someone did 30 days ago on smoking weed? Like, it's outdated. It's an outdated mentality to altogether. It really is. It's one of those
100%.
mentalities that it's kind of come along with the war on drugs, the negative propaganda, and that's like my whole thought on it's. I don't know if it's necessarily gone, right? You're still always gonna see like some bullshit. Some person doesn't like cannabis. You're always gonna see some type of negative news.
I mean, you
because,
still have people in power.
well,
that
dude, look at
believe
news
that.
in general. All news, negative news sells. Like people, it's like the joke from Anchorman 2. Like people watch the car chases. People were like, oh, did you hear that someone died? Like, what was that? You know, like that's what people are like. Whoa, everyone talks about. It's like unfortunate that not everyone's like, hey, did you hear that person saved those 6 people or whatever? People are like, oh, cool. Go on to the next story. Like, you know, it's just like, you know, it
Because
just
it's
doesn't.
fear. That's all it is.
Well, I
fear.
think sometimes
A lot
it's
of it's
the
fear.
drama of it all. It's not as fun to talk about, unfortunately. You know, it's just like why we watch all these crazy shows. I mean, I like them too. Like, I like Ozark.
Yeah, I love
That shit's
show.
crazy. And the season 3 was nuts. I didn't even really watch the first part yet. I haven't time to sit down.
I
But,
haven't either.
but anyways, just saying that drama can be pretty crazy. But like, is it good when it comes to our pot cannabis and stuff? Is it good to be dramatic when you see all these things? No. And that's why I think these big companies, like, unfortunately, because there's millions of people out there like you and I and all of our listeners right now, everyone listening, and you support cannabis, but like, you know, I think it's finally starting to go away. Like, just, you know, will it be fast?
No, I don't think it's fast. Maybe hopefully by 2030.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think it's going anywhere this year.
You've been in advertising for marketing and stuff. I mean, it's still pretty hard in there, isn't it?
Oh,
Isn't
you
it
can't- you
still
can
like
barely
the
advertise
devil? Like,
cannabis.
even look at us on Facebook. Well,
I
if
think
we-
Canada Dave's
if
shadow
we-
banned right. They're not shadow banned, but my
we-
algorithms
dude,
hit
we
personally.
we had it with Micannacast. We've been hit. Like, we've seen it. We had like you've seen X amount of followers, then you share it, and then all of a sudden, and we've got and then it just gets marked as spam, and we're like, what? Like, so it's just
It's a difficult
cannabis.
market.
Yeah, people are just gonna hate. You know.
Difficult market.
You know, there's a lot of big corporate companies that'll hate on you. Like, I mean, but like, I think that's why I said it's so crazy to see these companies that are like way above my money in like corporate cannabis. Like, corporate cannabis is pretty rich, but then there's like Wells Fargo rich and like Apple and Amazon rich. That's a different level rich.
Well, Bezos just wants it for distribution.
Like I said, I understand that they're in it for selfish needs, and I don't like the selfish needs. But if decrim and safe banking are the first steps in that, then we just got to get out there and block all the shit that they're gonna do after the fact.
It'd be difficult to block any of that once it's legal.
Decrimmed? Yeah.
No, like if they had more laws, I'm saying it'd be harder to overturn anything once it's all legal and everything, I believe.
Well, yeah, but the alternative,
they're all gonna be
the
making money,
alternative
so
is
they're-
keep it where it is.
No, I think it'd be nice if we could just decrim and not have big business come in right now and go over federal borders and stuff, or over state lines. Because state lines, that's where Amazon's coming in and going to crush it, because they're going to want to do
Well, I figured they would just do distro. They're not. No one's gonna buy Amazon basic weed. Like no one.
Are you
Like,
sure?
I wouldn't.
Are you sure? Because no one was going to use Amazon for years, and now look at Amazon. Everyone's like, boom.
I mean, I'm like I said, I sure as shit wouldn't. Like
I'm just saying, Amazon's got the distribution channels to probably.
Well, that I
they
said,
got
would
the
I buy
warehouse
would I
space,
buy
they got
my
the
weed off
trucks.
Amazon if a local company like had storage with Amazon and they delivered to me? Like that's where it becomes an issue. So all of a sudden I got an Amazon gift card, and it comes a morality thing. Like, but I would never buy like that bulk shitty weed. I don't even buy bulk shitty weed now.
Right.
I don't.
Currently.
I've had people are like, yo, you want this $50 ounce? I'm like, no. Like I appreciate it.
People
but no,
will, though.
thank
People
you.
will, though.
No, not
100%.
insulting. I'm not
Yeah.
insulting anyone. I'm just saying personally, I don't want that. I'd rather smoke less. I don't need that much. I'd rather it be good. Like, you know what I'm saying? I have quality.
I want to go up to a comment a little bit ago. It's going talking about the strains we were talking about, the hog breath. This year will be the year of gassy strains and throwback strains. Maybe some land races, but Dope knows hella gardens with old school shit.
We've talked about
And
that.
that's what we were talking about previously in
that.
2021 going into this year. The two things we were talking about was
Tree strains. What's up?
old school strains coming back, because I was seeing tons of people on IG throwing up old school OG, some sour diesel, some skunks
Right.
coming back. And then also
Dude, 100%.
the drinks, which gives a segue to this past week's episode. We reviewed Dixie Elixirs cannabis infused drink. We split 100 milligrams. We each took 50 milligram drink. Wasn't bad. It was pretty good. We also put a blooper clip.
It's not the same to me. Like,
It's not like smoking a joint or doing a
Well,
dab.
dude,
no.
it's like I always tell you, man. I mean, I smoked before I smoked weed. You know what I mean? I like to smoke. Like that has nothing to like. I like to smoke. Period. I also smoke weed. Period. But I prefer to smoke weed. Period. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. I don't smoke hookah anymore. I don't smoke cigars. But did I for a while? Oh yeah. You know, it's just like someone said to me a while ago, "Is
What up, Thomas?
I love to smoke. I just like to smoke stuff that's finer now." And I think weed is the finest and best stuff you can put in your lungs compared to tobacco. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, if you find it, yeah. If you're
Oh my
smoking
god! And by the way, I
quality,
gotta say this because T-Dub's killing me in the comments. He says all Amazon's gotta do is sell GMO and Groovy sold.
Oh yeah, pretty much. As long as it has the smell that Groovy likes, he's done. Groovy be like, dude, you see that deal?
No,
$50 on 4
Listen,
grams
dude.
of wax.
Listen, dude, half these companies, like especially the ones with the MCMA, it's not even about their products; it's about their moralities. I could give a shit less if it's good or bad. That's not the point. You know what I mean? Like that's not the point with all this shit.
Yeah, but if they had GMO though, you would be you'd be like, I'm gonna try it.
Would I try it
Yeah.
if you bought it? Like, Dave, you bought
Bullshit.
it with a gift card, dog. Gift card. I ain't paying my cash. That's funny. That's too funny.
Bullshit.
But oh man.
And Dave, you're right. You don't hear much about caregivers or the benefits of cannabis, like oil helping someone get off Parkinson's, or
That's true.
caregiver helping, what Dave said, 20 people off opioids. Like, you don't hear about. You'll hear about it sparingly, but it's not in the media a lot. You know. Hopefully, in the future, now that more and more news is coming out, more and more research is coming out, more of these positive stories will come out, and bring that to the people where they're like, yeah, you know what? Cannabis really isn't that bad. It's pretty good. Like, even if you smoke and I don't like it, I can tolerate it. Because it's just like what people used to do. They used to smoke in clubs, used to smoke in restaurants, and people tolerate it. Airports, airplanes. So it's like, and that was tobacco, cigarettes.
With kids.
That smoke is like, the worst. At least cannabis has got like it's a cool. I enjoy the smell of cannabis.
Well, but I enjoyed the smell of cigarettes when I smoked cigarettes too. See, No. I'm just saying you got to see the shoe from the other
No,
foot. I was
know,
gonna say some
'cause
people
tobacco,
smell this.
because cigars aren't bad.
Bro,
I do like a cigar.
I had
here
someone
and there.
smell your bangerang that smells like straight lemons to me and go, yeah, it smells like weed. I was like, my heart broke I was like
heart
slightly one slight tear rolled down the left thing of my eye, lighting dimmed. It was crazy. No, but for real, like I was like, for real, you can't even smell the difference. Like, because some people can't. Some people can't.
Well,
but
it's
he's
just like when you're trying
he's
different
like,
wines.
But then I hear someone say $100 an ounce. It's way too much. But again, it's all about perspective. It's all about what if you're a grower, that might be that's probably expensive, right? Like, but it's all about perspective. So, that's what's interesting. But that's why I was saying, like, a lot of these media companies are controlled by their investors, right? So just like Luxuriously Dope just said in the comments, if their investors are already, like Amazon, if all these people already have sub-companies that are invested in cannabis somehow already, we don't even know, their investors might be pro-cannabis. Like, it might just be, we might be finally in that shift of power of generations. Like a generational shift of power. Like sometimes one generation rule kind of has the... they're making the most money for a little while. And I was like, this one, we're getting closer to a younger generation who's open-minded to cannabis and its market.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's just we need the politicians to get out because that's what it needs to be. Right. The politicians are the ones that are holding everything up.
Yeah,
they're the ones that are stuck in
limit some Congress terms or something.
The 70s and 60s, thinking about cannabis and how it's portrayed. When it's nothing like that. So the companies can keep lobbying, but I think Congress and the Senate needs to be reevaluated because they're still debating on, like, what we've talked about, the Safe Banking Act, the one that they're trying to stuff in the Competes Act.
Oh, yeah. Well, because
they can't even. They're like, we don't want the defense bill, but I don't know if we want it in this. Well, it needs to happen, but we don't want it to happen. And it's the 7th time it's gone through, and it's like, the House passed it. It's unbelievable. Those are the positions that need to get those. They need to have term limits and they need to be taken out. And I think that's when real change will start to happen too, because eventually they're gonna. I don't know. Eventually, I think you're gonna have to start lobbying for cannabis because you'll get some votes. You're gonna get people voting for you.
Wait, you mean these bigger companies or these other companies?
Younger politicians coming in, or the older ones got changed their way.
Because we've talked a couple different things. Okay.
Yeah, we're just going all over the place this morning.
No, it's not all over the place. We're talking about different people supporting cannabis and their perspectives, and I understand that it comes. Excuse me. It really also, like you said, politicians. It comes from their perspective as well, right? So a lot of this comes down to the morality shift too, but like you said, like that war on drugs, that was ingrained in a lot of people's heads. Yep. You can't just unforget that information. Like, I have family members that are still like, no, right? And but it helps other family members. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, but it's still that, like I said, we're in that gray area. But like you just said, as the politicians shift, and when we were talking about, like, these companies got the power and the lobbyists to be like, we want it to happen. For real. Like, sure. Like, cannabis companies got some money and they do their thing. I'm happy for them. But when you talk Amazon money, you're talking, I didn't see Apple, but Wells Fargo money? Like, get out of here.
Dude, it's huge.
At least again, like you said, they're probably seeing, like, safe banking. We could write some loans. Like,
Think about how many companies they could.
But think about how many companies need the help. Think how many good companies we know, local, small companies like that. Relatively small.
But even people that want to get a loan to even get into the industry.
Right.
It just needs to happen.
Well, that's what I meant. I'm talking about there's tons of people that grow good buds.
There's so much money there that can be made. And it just makes the business.
Oh, what's up, Packwoods? What's up, fam? How's it going?
Legit. Smooth.
Well, by the way, we don't have a 313 number. So, and we've been talking to Russ. So I don't. We'll have to link up in the messages on IG.
Yeah, we'll send you guys a
because we'll have to, because that didn't.
That's a sneak peek. We're gonna maybe having Packwoods on upcoming.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but it's just it's kind of interesting to see the shift, though.
It's good to see it. It's good to see it happening. Oh, we got a good comment. Do you think I could Ryan, do you think I could get away with taking a distillate cartridge on a domestic flight?
Okay, hold on. We can talk about this. We can take a little segue for a second.
And what's going on, Ryan? Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, what's up,
And
Ryan?
anyone tuning in, appreciate you guys all tuning in. Let us know what you're smoking on, you're dabbing on. If you could hit that like button, that share button, or the subscribe, we appreciate
we can
it.
take a second and step off of the... Oh, yeah. There we go. I mean, first off, what's everyone else's comments in the oh my God. I was going to say comments in the thoughts in the comments because I'm really curious. I mean, like I said, I can't really openly admit to say, like, go do it on the plane. Like, there is that risk you could get caught. I mean, I guess, like, if you're going to do it anyway, distillate cartridge would be it's got the least smell. It looks like a little thing. I mean, that would be the safest way to do it, but...
I wouldn't condone it, but...
Yeah, I was going to say, but in Arizona, if it is legal, I mean, you might even have
legal.
better...
I don't think it's legal.
No, it's medicinal, but it's not.
I thought
adult.
you can't. Yeah, I thought you can't use out of state there.
Hold on, I was about to get there. But when I got there, when I've been in Phoenix, someone told me, he's like, you could probably just call some of those delivery services. Now, I didn't do it, and I can't condone it, but that's what I was recommended. I don't know. I can't, like I said, I have no recommendations because I didn't do it. I ended up finding a buddy that had a joint on my last day of work. Like, smoked one joint out of like the whole week of being down there, and I was literally just getting on the plane, going back home. I was like, this is, I was like, might as well though, I guess. Like, but yeah, no, I definitely
should be able to, but
I feel like
still
if it's
federally.
state to state, you know, like why not? Like I don't see why not. But once you see that decrim, you'll see it be fine again. It's probably just
Once
has to be.
decrim
It'll just
happens.
have to be in your over.
But you got Pop Brothers at Law even
carry-on.
saying don't do it, but
That's true, and that's what I was gonna say. Is like it's really just
it's up to you.
It's like when like they say what we talk about in the other episode, traveling with cannabis. When we were talking about, I think it was a Terp talk, but we talked about how the airport in California or LAX is like, hey, we're an ounce, we're not gonna bother you, but the other side might, right? So there's like there's always that risk of like someone not liking it.
Yeah, what is it? LAX, you can fly with what you're legally allowed to.
Something.
But then when you're landing, it matters where you're landing. That's like what you're saying. So
I don't. It seems very complicated.
because I thought you could like carry your allotment or whatever it is that you're allowed. That'd be interesting, carrying 2.5 ounces or
Yeah,
say
and
it's
med
an
cards
ounce.
don't transfer, Ryan. So like, if you're a Michigan med card patient and you go to Arizona, unfortunately, that doesn't help you.
Yeah, I didn't
But
think
like you
Arizona
said, if
was
you
legal.
might find some delivery service when you're like, I got an out of state med card. Look, man, I'm just looking to get some stuff. You might find someone. Would you? Maybe like the shadier the better. Like, but then you're not buying the best bud. Like, so I don't know.
But it doesn't matter about best at that point, though. You're just gonna
Yeah,
want
that's
something
true.
to be able to have. I mean, for me personally, if I can't get, I'd get whatever I could, man. As long as it's some type of cannabis or something I could smoke.
I get it. I mean, you drove like 3 hours for regs in Florida.
Yeah, dude.
No, I don't know if it was regs. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Well, there wasn't seeds, but it was pretty. It was.
We got some people saying you might be okay. Probably just buy a new cart when you get there. Avoid the BS.
Yeah, I mean that.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I mean, yeah, you're gonna go where you got to go for whatever it is, and if it's
like
not
the
quality,
pen, yeah, that's true. Like, or yeah, I mean, if you got dude, it looks like an electronics thing. Like, I don't know. I mean, people bring vapes everywhere.
people do bring
nowadays.
vapes. It looks
So,
more.
and
like vape.
depending what it looks like, I mean, if it's a traditional 510, you might have the worst luck. But if it's like a PAX, like,
I think the 510.
no, I know, but even if you've seen PAX, they look like they're not PAX. That's the one I have. It's the V Fires. The V-Fire ones that snap with a couple different magnets, they're like square little things. They look exactly like those carts or those vape pens. So it's like
the
depending on
breeze,
what it looks
those
like, I
breezes.
think you'd be like, I mean, like I said, would you be fine? Probably. Can I recommend it? Like, no. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. I mean, isn't that crazy that you got to worry about like going to jail over something like just traveling with your own
It's like one
personal
cart. It's like a
cannabis?
half gram,
I know.
and it's medical, and it's like I should be able to bring my medicine with me because you're able to fly with, your Percocets, your Xanax, or any other medicine, your Adderall, any other medicine you're prescribed. You should be able to fly if you're prescribed medical cannabis in Michigan and you're going to a legal state, you should be able to have your cannabis on you. I wish. And that's why you're right, man. When I was in Florida, we drove a little bit to find bud because it was from from a friend of a friend.
You do what you got to do. I mean,
Yeah.
you were there for like a week or so.
Yeah.
You were there for a while. And that's the thing. It's like, hey, if I'm doing like a weekend trip and it's like, I mean, even so. It's
I mean, we went to Vegas, and Nevada's legal. And
well,
it's
that
not,
was cool. That
it's
was
not-
fine. We just went and bought bud.
Yeah.
We literally got in,
And that's the
dropped
great
off
thing
our
about
shit, and
having
then
it.
right. Oh, no, we went to the dispo first. Did we bring our stuff to the dispo?
No, I don't think so.
I thought. Oh no, because it was right across. We went to the closest dispensary. We were like, we're going right there. It's across the street.
Which was nice, but
Oh, it was cookies. So we were like, oh, it's a brand. Unfortunately, it's a not unfortunately, it's a brand we kind of recognize. But it, like literally, the convenience was dumb. It was like less than a minute walk from that hotel.
that's what I can't wait to happen is when you're able to travel like that and see that.
I just don't see the issue. I don't see the issue.
I don't either.
Especially when you're like. MedCard is one of those things where it's like, hey, can you travel with your Vicodin? Like, yeah.
But I've also had a
Why
buddy.
can't I
I've
travel
also
with
had
my
a buddy
cannabis? No, but you
travel
hear
with
me though,
cannabis.
right?
So
Like
like,
flower.
yeah, which was shocking.
Well,
And I
remember
was
that
like,
that couple when we met in Vegas?
So-
that was just like we roll with ounces, we flew with ounces, maybe a
all
little
pre-rolled joints. Dude, they just pulled out a bag.
Well,
It
at
was
least
just
that
full. I
way
was
they're
"Oh."
like it's personal. Like they're not gonna go.
a lot of
no,
it.
they could still sell. Like you're gonna sell them. Like I don't know. I never know. Like the federal thing.
Because that's
like,
federal at that offense. You're that's federal.
hey, you ain't playing no games there, bud. Dave Cobb says, "Yet you can booze it during and after a flight." Yeah, we've been there. That's what I'm saying. Like, and that's the big thing is like I think you'd have a better chance if you just like threw it in one of your bags and then like that's it. Like, and then when you got there, you used it. I mean, if you're like trying to put it in your pocket and fly through security and keep hitting it in there, like don't do that. Like you're gonna you're pushing it to the limit at that point.
No, it's got. And if you ever do it, it's in your carry.
You know. Oh, we got another comment. This is good. I haven't had any issues flying with carts, but I'd be extra cautious departing from a non-legal state. Absolutely, and that's the thing is like if you're in any of those states that aren't legal, they're gonna be harder for it. I mean,
Well, if you flew to a state with stuff, I would not fly with it back. Yeah, I wouldn't go through security at that point. I would just leave it in the state.
Yeah.
Finish it or leave it.
I forget. There was an article somewhere saying that somewhere in Detroit, Michigan, or was it a video saying that they're like if it's not green. If it's not white or like a wad of weight, let it go. Like because they were like they don't have time to slow down that much. You know how busy those places are.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, yeah, dude.
You
So
know.
much traffic. People are flying. People are starting to travel more, dude.
that's true. This is Dope brought up luxuriously dope said at least in the bag you can claim you forgot it like pants or pockets. That's the big thing is like if you're traveling with a cart like. They might take it from you and be like, fuck off. Like, but that's, and they might give you a heavy search because of it, but like, that's it. They're not, I don't think they're going to charge you. Like, I don't think they would. I mean, why would they go through all that hassle just for one little
Flying out
cart?
of Detroit, I don't think they would. I just want to fly back with it.
Any
at that
legal
point.
state. Yeah. And that's the
I
big
would
thing
just-
is like, once
whatever.
it's done, just trash it.
Yeah,
It
toss
doesn't-
it up as a loss. It's good. Finish it while you're there, you know?
Yeah. But, for sure. Yeah,
That was
let's
a great
take a
question,
second
man.
here.
That's
Yeah,
a
let's
great
take a second
question.
here. Shout out to our sponsor of the month for sure. Just want to give them some love.
Yeah.
So if you use MI, the promo code MICANA15, you can save 15% for off some CBDs with a local Michigan company. They go by Nino's Naturals out of Ann Arbor. They're associated with exclusive brands out of there. Check them out, ninosnaturalscbd.com. You get an extra 15% off, and that's also $50. Anything over $50 free shipping. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I've used some of their night products. So.
Website's below. Got the promo code right there. Just mention MICANA15. Groovy's gonna let that roll for a minute.
Keep rolling for a minute.
I want to go back to Dave's comment. He goes, "Yeah, but you can booze up right before a flight because they got all the bars." So true. That's
Like,
why
literally
I
in
always eat edibles now before the flight.
Right.
Knockout.
Do you really?
Yeah, dude. We ate the cocoa nugs right before we left,
Oh, those
and then
cocoa
I
nugs
think
weren't
we
bad,
had a
though.
gummy right
I was
before we
pumped.
flew.
Oh yeah, those were
into Vegas.
expensive. I forgot. It was like $30 for like 100 milligrams. No, it was like 25. But it was expensive.
It
I remember them
was.
being expensive, but like they were good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were good.
Eventually, I think you'll see, probably 20 years from now, you'll see little dispos inside the airports. You'll be able to probably buy your edibles and stuff and go.
I could see them allowing carts, like vapes one day. But then the problem is then everyone's like,
No, because I don't think you can smoke vapes.
not on a plane. I'm saying at the airport. Because they don't. I thought they didn't even have. Oh, they have smoking sections still.
No. I don't think so.
Where can you?
Right
Oh, you.
outside. It's right before you cross security at DT. I almost said DT.
Well, in
Detroit
Vegas you
Metro.
could just smoke right in like the casino gambling areas. But remember when we were at the airport, they had like the little gambling areas. You could smoke cigarettes in them.
Oh, that was that enclosed little
that's what
area.
I'm saying.
Yeah, that's Vegas though.
That's
dude.
what I was saying. Well,
That's like an
I know,
outlier, man. Come on.
I get it. That's what I'm saying. I was like,
It's
hold
so
on, give me a
crazy 'cause
second.
there's so many.
Give me a second. I realized that's what I was. I was like, let me think about this. Let me think about it. Think about it. So yeah, and see, Ryan's with me. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. Like he said, some airports have smoking lounges.
No shit. Okay,
what I
that's
said.
good to
I'm
know,
not
man.
insane. Yeah, you could. So it'll be like a smoking lounge. Like, hey, if you're like, show your med card, or if it's a legal state, go smoke in the green smoking section. Like, you know what I mean? Or they'd probably just throw them all in the same spot. To be honest, they'd probably go smoke with the smokers.
It's gonna be a little while from now, but yeah.
I mean,
years down the line, but I think it could happen.
It could. Why not?
Because
Like,
you do
why
have
not?
alcohol.
Why not?
I mean, they serve alcohol on the flight.
It just has to. They wouldn't let you travel.
You
with
could buy
it.
those one little shooters.
Or they. Oh, see, that's what I'm saying. It would be almost just like how it is with alcohol. Like you can't travel with it, but like when you can buy airport weed, which would suck. But
$100 an eighth. What?
oh my god, the markup at airport weed.
Well, think about it, dude. Like
Jesus.
a water is like $5. What? Holy cow!
There's rentable jets you can smoke on too if you're a big. I mean, yeah, all right, man. I ain't renting a jet. like maybe luxurious is dope, man. He's luxurious. Period.
Maybe one day that'd be sweet. But nowhere in the near future.
Yeah.
I would just eat some. Oh man, eat some good edibles.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's kind of like your safest bet. Like, you know. So, does anyone smoke anything new since we started? What was that second joint we smoked, by the way?
I think it was the apples and bananas. I don't
Was
think
it?
Yeah. I don't think it was the supersonic.
The Supersonic wasn't bad. That was neat. It was a Gary Payton cross with
That Project 45.
Project
45,
45, like some type of random number that no one knows. Yeah, thanks.
Like Grand.
What's up, Ralph
Florida.
Wiley Farms? How's it going? We need bakeries dedicated to making edibles. I like that. That'd be cool. But that comes with consumption lounges. Like that's the next step. Like the open, being able to use and sell it like all at the same time. Like that's when that's type of stuff. I think we'll see that type of change. You know what I mean? I really do.
Yeah, and I feel like we should see some this year, right? You would hope. I mean, because they were talking about it last year, and nothing's moved. Like it would not be sweet to see one. We'll see.
I mean, there's
going to be the events coming up, so
they are allowed in some areas. We're just waiting. You know what I mean? For everything that gets them to dot their I's and cross their T's or whatever. I don't know.
Well, which is sweet though is it's so cold today. We just had all that snow. It's spring's here, getting closer, man. Skin dark, skin lighter.
I just try. I mean,
earlier.
Thankfully, right now I'm so busy with life that it's like every time I blink, it's another week.
I'm just like waiting for like all the smoking events coming up. Hash Bash will be here before we know it. That'd be sweet. I'm excited. Anyone going to Hash Bash this year? I know we got like another month and a half, but
That's a good point.
I'll be here before
No,
we know
this is
it.
actually a really good point. Green Dreams just said that hemp flower is federally legal to travel with. So that brings up a really good point. Like, I mean, technically, he rolled with like pounds. Like, but he said hemp flower is federally legal to travel. Who said it's quite a little THC? Wink, wink. Not say you won't get questions, and that's a good point. Dope says he followed up. He said he's seen a person with a bag and tag hemp flower because it was tagged and full of a suitcase full of it. They opened it and told him he was all good. Like, I mean, but he's right. If you had a full of tagged CBD and just threw some THC like nugs in there, like, I mean, what they, you know, you might, you know, again, you're pushing everything, all these things you're doing, you're pushing it to the limit.
Push it to the limit.
Port of Miami. Yeah, of course I don't do the '80s version. I'm doing the Rick Ross version. Yo, it's oh man, I have a whole funny. Oh, what's up, D-Rick? What's up? What's good, Ralph? How you doing? What y'all smoking on? Yeah, I mean, I could see all this type of stuff happening. It's just it's like molasses when it comes to cannabis, man. I don't understand why it's gotta be so damn slow. Like everything.
Well, it's just like what we said when we were talking about the traveling with cannabis. Like you have the Chicago International or whatever, O'Hare Airport, I think it is. They have those bins that you just throw your cannabis in before you
Dude,
fly.
I'm about to be a garbage.
We
person.
brought it up last time.
Garbage taker outer? I don't know. I'd come in an all green suit. And they're like, those people don't wear those. I'm like, I do. So just take out. I got it. You can dispose of it.
Kirby's like, I got these.
Why does he always wear a tie dye T-shirt? Like, why is he? I don't think he's disposing of it correctly.
It's like, dude, they shouldn't have that. Illinois is legal.
Right. Yeah, dude.
Like if you're flying to a legal state, like if you're flying legal, like, you should be able to travel though.
I don't see the issue.
Like if it's 21 and up, like California to Michigan, Michigan to Illinois,
if they
Illinois
made the
to
law, I could see
Washington.
them doing some shit like, hey, put in your carry-on because
yeah, for sure.
Or not carry-on. The other one, the one.
No,
check
you'd want it
bag.
in your carry-on.
No, I mean, you want it in your carry-on, but I'm saying I could see the
trust
law.
it.
Neither would I. But hold on, let me finish. I said I could see them doing some shit like only in your checked bag, only because of like then it's safer. They know exactly where it's at. They know you're not smoking on the plane. You know what I mean? That's why I'm saying, like, although I do want it to happen, I could see them doing some shit like that if it did. That's why I think, like, once it's decrimmed, that's really the goal, like, would be smoking lounges, because then you could actually travel with it better. But I just said, I just randomly thought about that, because if they did some shit like that, because there are certain things you can travel with, but some you have to do in check bags, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. It's fascinating. And, like, I've never actually seen those green bins. So, I've always...
I don't know if they're green or blue. I don't know.
Well, I just never seen it. I mean, I've seen a lot now. I've seen a lot of big signs with, like, no vaping.
I think
Marijuana
Illinois
is you still can't do at the airport. Like, they tell you now, hey, don't smoke weed.
Well, yeah, that's like the sign inside the casinos, and they're like, oh,
To remind you, don't smoke weed. Well, that's everywhere, though. They did that in Phoenix, too. Like, they're like, please, don't smoke weed inside here. Because it's like, I guess since it's gone legal, people just smoke weed everywhere, and I love it. But, like...
Because you should be able to.
Well...
you should be able to, dude. You should be able to
Right,
smoke
you
weed,
can
but
check
just
a gun. Luxuriously dope. That was one of the items that I was speaking to. Is like, you can check a gun. You can travel with your gun anywhere. But it has to be checked.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's one of those things that I was saying is like if that was the worst case, but think about it. Now I can go to a conference and travel with 3 pounds, and I'm not going to get in trouble or whatever.
Are you talking on the hemp side or just when it goes to CBD?
When it goes to like decrimmed. I was saying like I was okay. I'm exaggerating to make a point. I'm saying eventually you could just be like, hey, so like imagine like you're going to a conference as a weed person. You want to bring samples. You can never do that before. But if you could start checking it, I mean, granted, yeah, I'd love to just throw the weed in the carry-on. I think that's what you should be able to. Maybe up to a certain amount carry-on, and then the rest. Like if you have like, up to 3.5 grams carry-on, and then anything past that has to be checked. That'd be sweet. You keep a little bit on you for travel. Like if it's a long travel, you can smoke at the smoking lounges. Like, I just think some type of fair legislation, because in that point, like you could travel with it. You could fly with shit safely. It would be amazing.
Yeah.
So.
Down in the future.
Right.
Down in the future.
Down in the future. Well, you know what that means.
Yo, your Green Dreams, your crypto cannabis club? No, shut up. My dude, I just bought my second toker. Hell yeah.
Yeah, well, you got a members here. So
Hold up.
Here. But just hit him in the DMs, guys. We're going to talk forever if you guys do that.
All right, I'll see you at the Diag. No shit, dude. Yes, we will definitely meet. Oh my god. I'm trying to get this guy to get a toker. The floor is rising, people. The floor is rising.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
You guys are hilarious.
I had to snatch up my second toker. I was talking about it on Tuesday, though. I had to real quick after I saw the floors continuing to rise, and a lot of the rare ones are starting to pretty much be gone. So I wanted to snatch one, and they got a lot of real world in real life deals, and they're about to release their roadmap for 2.0. I'm excited. Freaking excited.
Right on.
So, dude, it's freaking sweet, Green Dreams. That's awesome.
Yeah, he said he's going to follow you on Twitter. Follow him back.
Oh, hell yeah.
There you go. Boom, making connections live on there.
I do a lot of Twitter NFT
you just saw
shit.
friends. You just saw friends be made.
You have a toker, I have a toker. We best friends. That's why I feel like that's community driven. Love it.
Yep. Well, I mean, anything else you want to say about the negative cannabis dying or cannabis propaganda dying and stuff?
I think slowly, but I don't think it's fully gone because like last year you had that governor of Nebraska saying if you legalize.
Final thoughts. We'll do final thoughts.
I don't think it's fully. It's not. I don't know. I think it's maybe 20% gone, right? Because you still have governors, you still have people in place that are saying if you legalize cannabis, you're going to kill your babies or kill your kids. Remember that was that governor of Nebraska, I believe he stated that last year, the 2020. And when you still have mentality like that, you're still you're in that type of power in that state. Your voice is getting out there. So like until that's gone, I don't think it's fully gone. As much as you have these companies lobbying and doing things, I don't think that's going to change it completely. But money does talk. So eventually, at some point, money will talk. But with the continuing of states going medical and legal and seeing the research and seeing what's truly happening within cannabis oil and cannabis and using it as an alternative to your prescription drugs or to get off opioids or just to consume just because you want to, you're seeing that. And I think that will help change the motive and the negative connotation of cannabis that's been hitting the industry since the war on drugs and then the bad propaganda, which started in the 70s, I believe. So when that happens, like 70s, 80s,
that was earlier, but
60s.
It doesn't even matter. Doesn't matter. It's been hated on for too long. I guess I would kind of agree. I do agree, but I do think it is dying a little bit. I think the meaning like there was a time where that's all you saw. Every time you heard about cannabis, it was like 98% negative.
Yep, 100%.
You know? So now the fact that it's like 50-50 and you're starting to see positive, I mean, especially now with the now that social medias and YouTubes and all this stuff is pretty much the same level of media as like the news is. Like it's not how the news ruled back in the day. Now it's like the internet rules. The news is just trying to keep up. I mean, shit, they refer to Twitter on the news nowadays. Anyways, but
which is crazy.
Yeah, wild. But I do think it is dying in some way, and I think it's just like everything with cannabis. It's just gonna take forever, you know. But one last thing on is media changing perspective on cannabis. Like I do think they are changing their perspective on cannabis heavily. I would differ. You say slowly.
Yeah, Weed Maps couldn't run the broccoli commercial, but
no, that's just marketing. I'm talking about like also like media, like in a sense of like news. Like I've seen a lot of positive from Fox, from ABC. Doesn't matter if it's red, blue, libertarian, social media. I've seen positive media or positive news stories from cannabis on every place. Like I really have. So that's my thought. Like we've seen these articles on CNN. We've seen these ads.
I've seen Fox. A lot of bad stuff. I don't know. I'm not 100% there. I'm probably more of like a 65 whatever or 60-40.
So you think that some have?
Some have, but like you still see all these studies coming out. Oh, you smoke long, you have this. You're gonna have this effect. Oh. Like, I don't know. CNN was posting like 5 articles that were just bad cannabis over and over and over. I don't think it's fully there yet. I think it's going to be there when you're able to actually advertise more for cannabis. Right. Like when you're actually allowed to put a commercial. I got slack on the Michi Gents Reddit for I put the Weed Maps in our title of our last episode, and a lot of people don't like Weed Maps. But the commercial that they had was just trying to bring awareness to cannabis and say in the broccoli, broccoli. Right. And to see that commercial get banned or not be able to play, but then you can run Skechers, which Willie Nelson's talking about, legalized the whole time, which you know is cannabis.
Like we talked about last time, it really is. It's hypocritical that you can use it to push your own products. Like you can almost mock it to something. And granted, the legalized was cool but you can make fun with it. But then you can't actually promote it. A cannabis company is the hypocrisy, and I agree. Yeah. So I do see what you're saying, because like that was our last topic, and that was a great talk. But I mean, like it just, Man, I guess I hear your difference. I mean, especially because that's, you see that world, so you definitely notice that. I look at it from just like media sources, I guess, perspective. So yeah,
Advertising's key.
Yeah.
That's what's going to change it when you're able to advertise it more. Like look at what happened with crypto. I hate bringing it up, but crypto was banned for advertising on Google, all your social media platforms back in 17 or at the end of 17, going into 18 after the crash. It was banned up until last year, halfway through. Then July happened or something, 2021 or September. Boom, you can run crypto ads. Now you have people running crypto ads, and that's making it more mainstream. What happened at the Super Bowl this year? We're talking about commercials. Coinbase had the QR code. Boom, 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 boom. Crypto commercial. You had Crypto.com had one. You had FTX had one. All these platforms are doing this. That's going really fast, right? Which is crazy. And when you have advertising hitting, it's going to make it more mainstream. And I think once Google or these other advertising digital platforms open up and these ads can run or they can have commercials and things like that able to see, that's going to help get rid of the whole negative propaganda. That's going to help the whole media side, because then the media is portraying it in a good way. Then the propaganda is not on how bad it is. So
yeah, no, that's true.
I think the media and the marketing side will help push it towards that. So, yeah. But I know we're at our time, but real quick, I saw a comment on events. The only one I know of right now is the Hash Bash, that takes place every first Saturday of the month of April.
Yeah, I thought there was another Canna Jam
University of
dance. I thought that, but maybe not. I know that maybe a Rainbow Farm thing. There's
Yeah,
some
at the beginning
local
of March,
420 golf club type of events, but those are more just like caregiver sessions and stuff. I mean, if you always want, there's always a Vehicle City Social. They always throw some stuff. We'll let you know when we're throwing our next one.
Yeah, we might try to do it in April.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. I mean, shit, we're gonna just try to keep doing them. So, that was fun to get to know people on a personal level and just get the chit chat. So, hell yeah. I really just thank you all for tuning in. Definitely check out our website. Dave's on the hustle, always there.
Yeah, like I said, if you haven't followed some of our socials, hit the likes on those. We greatly appreciate it.
Below right here.
We have Patreon content that's going to be coming out. It's going to be its own little segment series, and then we're also gonna be releasing a lot of bloopers and behind the scenes footage of different things that are going on.
Yeah, I saw you put the outlooks on social media.
I wanted to put that one, but that's something that's going to be going on. But yeah,
I know. I didn't think you were putting that on social media. I was like, bro,
it was out.
Put this on Patreon, but
it was
all right.
out.
Dave's showing you what type of stuff will be on the Patreon.
Yeah, no, because us doing this, we're buying all of the product we're reviewing, putting the time on all these platforms and the services, the VMix and everything. If you feel like donating, we have the Patreon open. We are going to be pushing that and having different content on there, and it'll be more personal as well too. So.
Yeah. We just want to try to figure out, get more capital, throw bigger events, and as then we find out how much it costs to or we're looking into we need these type of licenses and this type of stuff, catering, security. It becomes a whole thing. So yeah, we're definitely trying to make this more of a bigger hustle. So or if you want to buy shirts, check out the website too. Yeah, we got Micannacast shirts, hats, beanies, all that good stuff. So much love to all you. We really appreciate you tuning in, chatting with us, and letting you know our thoughts. Today was a great chat, just kind of getting to know or hear different people's thoughts on media, because it is, depending on your look on media and your media sources, this could be a very different perspective. So
100%.
That's what I want to talk about today, and appreciate y'all tuning in. Candy, you got anything else, bro?
Sorry, Jason, I missed some.
This week's episode too. We didn't even talk about it.
Yeah.
It's coming out.
Sorry, Jason, I missed some of your comments. If you do take a picture with the swag on, send it. We definitely share that. Much appreciated, man. And then he said Canada banned crypto. Yeah, they're also seizing accounts, anyone that was protesting. That's on a side note. We're not going to go into that.
Canada's saying a lot of shit right now.
Yeah, Canada's going crazy. It's going crazy.
They're dealing with their own problems right now.
But yeah, this week's episode, special guest, hit it.
Canna Brands.
Canna Brands, yes.
Our buddy Andy, much love, gave some of the giveaways to our event. If you were there, a bunch of people got a bunch of those quarter packs. So a bunch of people left. Everyone left with pre-rolls. Everyone left with trays. But just wanted to make a point. Shout out to them. Much appreciated for giving on the giveaway. That they came on the episode. We told them we were doing the event. They just were like, here's shit. So we
shout out.
Get to hear about their brands and where they came from. They came from a company called Cannabis, if you're familiar. We're familiar, and then now they've branched into different things. And
Canna Brands is the main brand, and then you got Petro underneath of it.
Wax.
Yep, you have the J's, which is the joints Groovy was talking
it's
about.
like their different level flower. I think it's the under their Cannaboys type
you
of
have
stuff.
the Cannabis brand, and then you have the edibles company Band Co.
Bada bing.
So
Bada boom.
pretty stoked for that. That's a great episode. We'll be that was released next Wednesday at 4:20 Eastern time. All the audios on all your streaming platforms from Spotify to Apple to Amazon, iHeart. You can also check out the video on YouTube. The videos are only going on YouTube. I have not been posting them on Facebook because Facebook continues to ban, just downgrade it. So they're all on YouTube if you want to catch the video. I just want to make that clear. They are getting posted. It's on YouTube though. And then come tune in with us this Tuesday live for a Terp Talk, 7:10 Eastern time, and then we go live next Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern time for
and I didn't even give a shout out. Shout out to my buddies Triple Stack it with Squad Records. The intro outro tracks. So I just want to give them a shout out. And if you want to check out the Squad Records fam, I got sexy lo-fi music on there and funky EDM. So please check it out. I appreciate y'all. And please go look at Canada's pictures. They're awesome. He posts one picture of his flower on our Micannacast page, and all of a sudden we got likes. It was crazy. Yeah. It's dank. Check it out. All right, homies. Appreciate you all. Nice. And as always, we're here to advocate,
educate,
and inspire.
Till next time, y'all.
Peace.
With the Nina. Ride or die. Know that the 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 ride or die. Cold, these brothers my guys. Know that we fly. Know that the ride or